It's definitely not been easy.
It's been tough.
We really aren't learning anything at all. We're frauds. Up there. Just go on me.
What's going on, friends? Welcome to a brand new YouTube video. My name is Bethany and this is my Road to Stage series. I'm currently in the parking lot on campus. Have a quiz this morning, so I'm gonna do that first. Take some pictures with my friend. That's why my hair's done today, because we're doing pictures with some of my classmates because the quarter is near. The end of the quarter is near and we're about to celebrate, but we have this week and then next week is like full of finals. But I'm going to show you how I balance being in physical therapy school. I'm only a first year. It's a 3-year program, doctorate program, and yeah, I'm about to finish my first year, which is crazy. But we'll get into how I balance that with prepping and just staying on top of like fitness and nutrition altogether. But I hope you enjoy some clips from me and my classmates being delusional. And I'll see y'all at home. Keep going.
How would you do that? You got it. Here, I'll move my knee over.
How did cheerleaders do that?
Okay, ready?
We're PT students, we gotta be flexible.
Pablo, go pick up Saida and put her on top.
I gotta hold on to it. Alright, cut it! I can't, I'll just be on top of April though. I know what I'm saying! Shut up, up there. Just go on me.
Oh yeah, like that.
Like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, we are studying at my apartment by the pool because, you know, make studying more enjoyable. We're studying for neuroanatomy exam.
Yeah.
Little iPods. Our setup though,
Are we looking at them always? Maybe not.
Cheers also. This is Sarah. You already know who she is though.
Hello.
Because she's also in PT school with me. And we're like almost at the end of this quarter. We have this week, and then next week we have all of our finals. We have like 6 tests in a row each day. And we have our mock exam on Thursday, and then we're done. So like this morning we had a quiz, Friday we have practical. It's a lot. I'm feeling very burnt out, not gonna lie.
Yup.
It's been hard to focus recently. How have you been balancing?
Good question. Like this, tanning and trying to study at the same time. Oftentimes, like my iPad's overheating, and then I have to put it in the fridge, just for a little bit, not too long. With summer and everything, it's how can you not in Southern California? Yeah, walk studying is huge. I don't know. I feel like you've probably talked about that too.
No, actually I haven't. Walk studying, especially when so many hours of the day where we are either sitting in lecture or like studying. So change it up with like studying by the pool outside. It goes a long way. And then walk studying wakes you up too.
Crank it up like high incline, and I'm like, and then I'll realize I'm just on it for like an hour, and honestly I'm just like, oh shoot, like I've actually been exercising.
Oh my god, that's incredible. I'll study in between sets too. Like when I'm at the gym, a lot of times I've had to I'll get out my Quizlet and like study in between sets, because you're like resting more than you're working out if you're like weight training. Yeah, multitasking at its finest, like cooking with lecture on, meal prepping with lecture on, like all the things. And then weekends been mostly different this quarter because I've tried to have like social things to a minimum. I am putting a lot more free time into the week with workouts and meals, making sure I get more sleep, and editing YouTube and like doing content and stuff like that, to where that's a lot of like my free time is coming during the week. So then weekends are like I'm studying on Friday nights, Saturday nights, and all day Sunday. That kind of thing.
Yeah.
But also too, like if you're fitting other stuff in,
Makes you a lot more productive in the moment too.
yeah, like you have that incentive to be even more productive on arbitrary Tuesday night when I have a test in like a few days, or maybe a test not until like next week. It puts that fire under your butt to be like, okay, I need to be extremely productive right now. Pressure that you give yourself. I mean, it's just work hard, play hard kind of mindset is what I always think about, because
yeah.
you know, I mean, a reward, but you have to earn it still. And then it's strategic at the same time with like study breaks, whether that's like going out of town or just something small. By the time I like get to that study break, Andrew and I are like going somewhere, I want to feel brain dead and then let's go. That's just just literally how I think, because it's like if I chose, oh, I can't go anywhere, I'm just gonna like stay in my room and study all day. No, like how many hours are you actually retaining information? Not a full on 12 hours straight. Absolutely not.
No,
so you have to break it up anyway to be even more productive. So break it up by going to the gym and by like catching up with your friend or like going somewhere. That's how you fit it in. You just have to like plan ahead, earn it, schedule it, and then just be strategic with it.
Yeah, and even just more diligent. I've had to a lot more this quarter as far as like planning it out, because I've always had a planner, but now it's just I'll have to actually like schedule in more of just my like free time, or like my social time, or be driving with my family in the car, but I'll be studying in the car. And Quizlet everywhere.
It's those little moments that add up. Like I'm studying in the car from place to place. With burnout too, the more I feel burned out, the more I need to study with people. You're trying to reach for that like motivation, then put yourself in an environment and around people gonna keep you accountable.
I found for me too, even just being in the presence of other people studying at the same time, or and it's like, even though it's not like you have to be quizzing each other the whole time, but just to be like together in silence, like just knowing that there's other people like studying at the same time. I think it just helps to know that like, oh yeah, we're all in this together.
Yeah, like don't think that you're the only one grinding and hustling either. Like obviously take pride in what you're doing and like pat yourself on the back, but there's a lot of people that are like having to juggle a lot, and you're not the only one to, you know, experience this like fatigue and exhaustion and like having to work on time management. Like a lot of people have to like slow down, plan ahead. This is not an easy thing, that whether you're juggling school or work or family, no, you're not the only one, and there's definitely a lot of people who've had to like work on this, learn the hard way,
and still learning.
Yeah. So it's like I know certain like study strategies that's just not going to be as efficient to us. You have to pick and choose what works best for you, which takes like trial and error.
Whatever works for you.
Do you, boo? Do you? It's great to learn from others, but like compare safely.
What is it? Comparison is the enemy. What is
Thief of joy.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
And enemy.
Yeah.
Preach.
So, that's always hard too, because it's some people like hitting the library like 24/7 and obviously you know that like everyone's taking breaks in between, but in the outside you're thinking like, oh my gosh, they're studying all the time, like, oh shoot, I should be studying right now. When I just know me mentally, like I need a break right now, or like, I need to go outside, I need to take a walk, I need to work out.
Perfect example of that, because you see someone that's like, oh my god, I got only 2 hours of sleep and I was at the library all day. Like, don't hear that and be like, oh my god, I should have gotten less sleep. Don't feel guilty for responsibly getting your 7 hours of sleep, or the fact that
I would not
like
operate.
you did have time to work out. Everyone's priorities are going to be different too, and you should be proud to prioritize sleep, and less sleep is not like a badge of honor. Telling myself this. Because I used to be like, oh my god, I only got 2 hours of sleep last night, and like, and I'm like, no. That's not a hustler. That's irresponsible, borderline. Yeah. But even though like you do have those nights that's happened, like or 3-4 hours of sleep many times at the same time, but it's like, it's not the goal. It's like the goal is ideally getting your sleep and
because
still exercising in school.
You learn to lean on people, and I really don't think I would be through the program right now without Bethany and like a lot of the other girls in our group. And so, yeah, I think that's honestly something that you like need.
The community aspect of it is
huge.
So huge. Like,
yeah.
I just want to go ahead and say, like, anyone who's like looking at me juggling these things, first of all, Andrew helps a ton at home, like just with Addie and cooking and stuff like that. With school, I lean on so many other people, and we just have a really good group that, like, yeah, watch out for each other.
Tell me your story. Tell me your
yes,
next mnemonic.
Like
I need it.
Yeah, I'm studying, especially for like anatomy type thing. You're learning a different language, and so you have to like look at the word. Oh my God, that sounds kind of like Krista.
Yeah, Krista Golly.
And then we're like made up a whole storyline.
Yeah,
a whole narrative of this girl named Krista, and then she was having a party at her house, and then we had like
specifically.
Yeah.
End of the day, have your mnemonics.
We
look
really
up your
aren't
YouTube
learning
videos.
anything at all. We're frauds.
Fake. We're fake.
Yeah.
We got here by accident.
What are some, seriously, don't put it out here. No, we do. What have you learned about time management and stress?
Okay,
so far in
time
PT school.
So your different buckets that you have, and you fill your different buckets. I'm talking like, yeah.
I know, I love it. No, keep going.
And so, yeah, you just add your little droplets in here, and your droplets in there, droplets in this one. So it's just, okay, yeah, some things are going to be more filled some days, and then some ones are going to be like a little bit lower the other days. This quarter, it's kind of been my workout routines kind of on the lower end this quarter. Being okay with shifting those priorities, because as I was like always very routine with like, yes, this, and this. But now I've just had to learn like, yeah, just the buckets thing. That was a good analogy.
Yeah. Oh, I might put little buckets right here. Like, my stress level is at its highest when I feel like I don't have time. Like, if I just look at my day, I'm like, my time is running out. Or like during the week, or like any kind of game plan, I'm like, oh my God, like I'm running out of time. That I literally will like feel my heart rate rise. Or like what I do in those moments is that's when you decide what you're prioritizing. You have to sacrifice, whether that's like, okay, your TV show can go first, right? Those things are temporary, and trying not to just be quick to sacrifice sleep or quick to sacrifice movement in some way, whether that's your full-on workout or taking a walk or something. Because if I worked out right now, or if I slept more, like that's gonna make me a better student. So then I shouldn't be so quick to sacrifice those, because at the end of the day, school is my priority, and it'll reflect each other in that way. But take a moment and then know what I need to sacrifice, and then just make a game plan in my head. Even if it's getting out my calendar, and then you see the time in your day, and you just schedule in like, okay, I'm gonna work out from this hour to this hour, and then I'm gonna study this specific subject from these 2 hours. Like, you'll see the blocks of time that you truly have when you can like visualize it that way. Even put in your calendar breaks, or when you're gonna eat, like, just if that helps you, like that just means like your time of the day is always just very purposeful, and that can be overwhelming, but at the end of the day, your time is so valuable. Like, you want to do everything with like a purpose and intention, so why not just make the most of your time and like your energy. And different seasons, well, you'll have to sacrifice different things, and everyone does have different priorities, so don't feel bad if your priority are your kids over working out, or over school versus traveling. I don't know, but just be confident in your decisions that get you towards your personal goal, and like where you'll feel most fulfilled. I still stress over time. I still stress over like my workouts, my meals. Like recently, my mind's been on a lot of different things, especially like prep related, because I want to enjoy and like make more content and like have fun with it. Yeah, at the end of the day, I got everything done, but that doesn't mean that I did it flawlessly at all, or that it didn't stress me out, or didn't come with like some kind of price. The hardest thing for me was sacrificing like Friday night.
Because I get FOMO really bad. Yeah. Where I'm like, oh man, social butterfly.
Yeah.
Scared of the butterfly. Oh yeah.
Not having the free time to just chill with Andrew and watch a movie if we wanted to. That has not happened this quarter. still important. Like that's still like a restful thing and like our type of quality time that we need and is important for like any relationship, but that's just something that we've had to put on hold within these like 8 weeks. A lot of times with prioritizing prep, I feel selfish with it, even though it's like cutting our time so I can have my sleep or time at the gym versus with us. And it's just like Andrew's just been really understanding and supportive. The best thing is like have those conversations with the people in your life if you are having to sacrifice something like with them personally, being aware of your own time, setting that intention for the day, and like making sure your time is very purposeful and like being smart and just like strategic with your time and like time management. I think that's like the biggest thing.
Major key.
Okay, we're gonna study more. This was our study break.
Well.
Strategic with your time.
I know, it's
Okay. And then I'll see you at the gym later. We at the hotel gym. I always call it the hotel gym. It's an apartment gym. I know, not the prep crazy vibes, but it's saving me a lot of time today. So here we are, yay. You already know I'm gonna do my sprints first, then hit some shoulders. Here we go. Y'all, they literally removed the dumbbells. I was relying on the dumbbells. We're gonna rely on cables, and they do have this like shoulder press machine. So we'll make it work, right? We'll make it work. Physique updates. So if you've been paying attention to my Instagram stories, I haven't actually been dropping a ton. Sorry, you know I have to breathe weird to flex. I haven't been dropping a ton of weight at all. Literally this morning, weighed in at like 147. I started this cut at 150, 149, and hanging out here. So literally like the weight on the scale has not been dropping a lot. I look very different though from like weighing 147. So hopefully that just means we're still building, retaining a lot of muscle, ideally. I never really do a bicep flex, but here you go. This is relaxed. Definitely getting there because this week I'm actually on lower calories. I'm at like 1930 calories, so like 150 protein, 225 carb, and 48 fat. And I'm sharing my macros, not for you to write it down and do it yourself. Please do not copy the macros because what works for my body is probably not going to work for you, but just to kind of learn. I know it helped me a lot whenever I saw what other people's like macros were. So over time I can just like, for one, just like see how everyone is so different and how they're adjusting. Hopefully the big takeaway is that they're decently high, and they've been high for the good, almost like 2 months now. It's not high calories for me because I was eating like 3,000 a day before, but if you walk up to someone random and they're like, and you ask them if like 2,200 calories is a lot, they're probably gonna be like, yeah, I probably don't even eat that. But in reality, like that was what I was in a deficit on. So spiking my hunger a bit for my body to respond even more. Always remember the goal is to keep calories as high as you can as you're dieting, and cardio as low as you can as far as dieting goes. Like obviously cardiovascular health is a whole nother thing, but this is just strictly talking like body composition wise. You want cardio and calories to be sustainable and realistic for you, something that you can actually stick to. Because at the end of the day, consistency is what gets results. So if you're having this like outrageous calorie and cardio targets that you're gonna inevitably fail at when like the weekend hits or your friend's birthday hits, then that's not gonna set you up for success. My arm is tired, oh my God. It's because it's shoulder day. Okay, here's more physique update. Quads are popping. And I'm not gonna lie though, I feel like my legs feel looking small. And I know that's obviously the width of them themselves, like the circumference around them is smaller because of the fat tissue. And I'm trying to hold on to the muscle and just lose the fat above it, right? But at the end of the day, like I still like look in the mirror and look at my legs and I'm like, what the heck, they look small. And for wellness, that's not a good thing at all. Wellness, you want like extremely massive legs. So just trying to be real with y'all, I definitely look at the mirror and I'm like, dang, my legs are shrinking, they're not big enough. And then I feel like my upper body might be too dominating, but we'll see. I mean, we just have to wait and see. But I am going to train a client. So I am still doing my BFit online coaching that I've done since January 2020. So I'm not an in-person personal trainer anymore that I used to do for a few years back in Athens, but I do still have my coaching business online. So one of my clients is actually local here. So I'm gonna train her in person, you know, perks of being on BFit. And then I want y'all to see Andrew's perspective on my prep and PT balance. So stay tuned for that. You already know who it is. It's my dearest husband, Andrew. We're about to get real fast. So say it how it is, honey. How has it been with me on prep so far? Going into my room, studying, coming out, eating, going back, studying, having to go to bed early, get up, you know.
Pardon the dog. Oh gosh. You've definitely been busy. It's been surreal to watch in real life because you guys see everything that goes on YouTube. I still can't believe how you're doing it, but you are. Incredibly proud of you. As far as our marriage, it's been tough. It's out of all the love languages, quality time is probably at my top of the list. So obviously with everything that she has to do, everything you have to do, there's not a lot of quality time. And that means where I get home and we talk for maybe 15-20 minutes, kind of like how the day is, what we've gone through, what I've done through my program, and that's it. And she goes into the room and studies, and she comes out to get her meals and then keep studying until she falls asleep. So not a lot of time, even on the weekends. She's got to be very wise of her time.
He's literally meal prepping for me, like portions out my food.
Yeah.
What more can you ask for right there?
Tonight
how's it been hard for you though?
We're not be able to go on trips here in California like we would normally want to. I want to spend time with her, I want to talk with her, and you know, like I want all those things, but I guess the biggest thing is to just continually remind yourself that, you know, this is temporary.
We're just very preoccupied because everything that I do in the day-to-day, it's like what I preach. Get your sleep, meal prep, get your meals in, get your workouts in. But then what does that look like on the day-to-day? It's like sacrificing our time together to get that sleep, because I could just get less sleep and we could have more time together. I could shorten my workouts, not do cardio to have more work. Like, there's so many things like that. Meal prep means no date nights out. Like, just there's so many things that go into it, which is why before I even started, like, my number one concern was like literally asking you, like, do you think this is a good idea for us right now? Because it's like within our first year of marriage, our wedding is in a week. Because it's a very like self-centered sport. Like, it's all about what I have to get done, and it does have to be as perfect as I can make it, like to the T, sticking to the plan, literally not off plan. So what stresses me out is I'm like, oh my gosh, if I got less sleep, that is going to result in a worse physique, and that's later on down the road. And it's like I have all these stressors that are pulling me in this direction, and it just seems so important to me. But obviously there's times to where like marriage is way more important than any kind of like fitness goal, no matter if I was in the freaking Olympia, like it doesn't matter. But it's hard sometimes in those moments to say like, okay, what's more important right now? It's just temporary, and then we talk it out. We just have to like understand. But it's definitely not been easy. But I'm very grateful that Andrew is so supportive, and he helps with a lot of stuff behind the scenes. So it's not just me running the show. Like, I have a lot of help from people.
It's temporary. We're a team though, and I know that, you know, as humans we're kind of selfish. We want what we want, but I just have to remind myself that, you know, this is for her. This is just her time to shine for right now, and once it's over, I'll be able to get back to
Eat food,
go to restaurants, watch Netflix in bed before we sleep.
Yeah, just the simple things like that
Simple
is what I
things.
really daydream about. I don't like daydream about, oh, going to like a nice fancy restaurant. Honestly, I'm like, can we just sit on the couch and watch a TV show?
Order some sushi.
The end. I'm satisfied. Like, that's all I want. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. Appreciate y'all's support. Do you know my closing lines? Do you want to say it? This is a test.
Let's see. Okay.
It's good to get the order
Eat your
wrong.
protein.
Say it like you mean it.
Eat your protein. Squat heavy, lift heavy.
Lift heavy.
Yeah. And be fit.
See y'all in the next video.